Hello, welcome to this episode of the Black Japan Podcast. I am Daniel. No, I am Shadrach Daniel Reed. I forgot what my
Wow,
professional
we
name
giving
is.
governments out here. I'm Tia or Kazakata or Kasakaze, whichever one works for y'all.
And our guest today. Yeah, you.
I thought y'all was gonna introduce me. I gotta introduce myself.
You know, that is kind of good. You know what? Let's introduce her. Welcome to our podcast. And today we have our special guest, Kiara.
You don't Morris? No, that's your last name.
My last
What's
name
your last name?
I don't have a last name. I like to think of myself as Cher or Beyonce, like just Kiara.
Just
Okay, then we
Kiara,
have
perfect.
Kiara. And
Kiara.
yeah, Kiara. I'm saying it the Japanese way. Kiara.
Kiara.
Oh, this is
Kiara.
Kiara. My bad.
No, Kiara.
It's Kiara.
Yeah, but so hello there.
Hi.
So I mean, today we're talking about the latest Anime NYC, but we do have a bit of history together. But you ended up working at like Anime NYC this year,
I did.
and could you just tell the people how the stars aligned, with your career and everything? Give us like a 1 minute pitch about your career and
I
everything.
get a whole minute.
Yes, you get a whole minute.
One
Slay,
A whole minute.
slay.
What's up, everybody? My name's Kiara. Born and raised in New York City. I've been studying Japanese for 13 years, and I've only got one rule for myself. Well, two rules. I won't do a job if I don't get to use Japanese 70% of the time. If it's a job that only lets me use English, I won't do it. That's my number one rule. My second rule is that I have to have fun, learn something, or make good money. Luckily enough, the job at Anime NYC matched all three of those things.
Ooh.
I got paid pretty good.
$3,000?
Not 3 grand,
Oh.
pretty good.
Oh, okay.
But if I round it up, it probably could get 3 grand.
Ooh, okay.
I worked a lot of the behind the scenes for Anime NYC. This year, I was part of airport and hotel pickup, so I was kind of like the first person that everyone saw when they landed in New York City. So it's a bit of pressure, but also cool because I'm from Queens, where JFK is. So it was like nice to
Okay.
like get everyone into the car and be like, oh yeah, so this is my hood. Like, I'm from
This
here.
is Jamaica, Queens. No, not that Jamaica.
It's like if anyone gives you trouble, you say K-Dog sent you. You know, like
Not K-Dog.
daughter of O-Dog. You know, my father. So yeah, I got that job back in 2019 with Anime NYC. That's my first year that I did it with them. That year I was one of the handlers, and what a handler's job is to make sure that the guest gets from point A to point B. So I've never been an on-stage interpreter, but I am one of the smaller groups within the interpreter team.
Would you ever consider doing on stage interpretation?
I think about it sometimes, but I really like being able to show my own personality. And what's really important when you do on-stage interpreting is making sure that you are portraying the other person's personality properly.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense.
So I think I would like to try to do it just to like kind of like mark it off of my to-do list, but it's not something that I'm like really striving for.
Why don't you tell us who was the very lucky extra special guest you were able to accommodate?
Well, every guest is special. Everyone's everyone's special. Every guest is special, but when we all got our assignments a couple of weeks before Anime NYC started, there was one guest that we all hoped that we would get. No one had it on their roster. We were all waiting to see who was picking up Isayama sensei. And for those of you who don't know,
That is Hajime Isayama for you non-Japanese speaking plebeians.
Attack on Titan people, you should know this name. If you don't, you're not cultured.
so Isayama sensei, the mangaka or the creator of Attack on Titan, like who was going to be the one who gets to pick him up from the airport, and no one had them on the assignment. So I was like, that sucks. Then Tuesday night of the Anime NYC week, I get an email from the interpreting boss, and she's just like, Kiara-chan, I'm so sorry. I know it's last minute, but like, would you
I'm
be
so sorry,
available?"
but you have to like
You know.
escort one of the most famous
The
mangaka.
most prolific figures in manga history.
in the beginning, she didn't tell me who it was.
Yeah.
She just said we've got one extra pickup, very, very VIP. And so I was like, the chances are high. The chances are hella high that it's him. But she didn't give me a name.
She
And
was
so
testing you.
I think so. I didn't get my hopes up. I just went to the airport and she was there and she was like, so who you're picking up is Isayama Sensei and the rest of the Kodansha crew. And to be fair, I was actually more excited for the executives from Kodansha, which is one of the biggest
Damn,
like
you are
manga
a business go
interpreters.
through and through. You're
Networking,
like,
listen, that's respect.
I don't want to deal with the underpaid mangaka. I want to get to the people that are underpaying them.
I want
like,
his boss,
I want to go straight
not
for the
him.
straight
Straight
to the top.
source.
Yeah.
Respect.
Well, you know, as far
I
as
just love that. Like, you just like don't even care about like.
it's necessary.
yeah,
you know,
okay.
like I would love to sit down and have drinks with Isayama-san, but as far as like how am I going to get my foot like really in the door, it's the executives. So I was really excited to meet the team as a whole, but also just to be able to breathe the same air as Isayama Sensei. You feel me?
How did it taste? Did it taste
It
Japanese?
Tasted just like
Like
famichiki.
ramen. Like what?
Famichiki. Family Mart chicken?
See, I'm
Anybody?
I hope you're joking
I'm a-
about that.
I'm a
Anybody?
7-Eleven
That'd be
girl-
super.
I'm a 7-Eleven
That'd be
chicken girl.
super like embarrassing to have him have
Like
his
he was
breath
just
smell
breathing
like,
on me
yeah.
and it smelled like family chicken that he got 14 hours flight ago. No, I'm just joking. He did not smell like Family Mart chicken.
How's his personality though? Like,
He was super sweet. He was very sweet. We were all kind of standing awkwardly waiting for the cars to arrive. And I was wearing a bag with this little guy. This is my emotional support animal, Rila Kuma. And he saw this little charm on there and he was like, kawaii.
I imagine that he said it in the most like deadpan way. Like,
Koi.
Kawaii. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it's really cool and I love him so much and blah, 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 blah. And then the cars were there and I had to leave. But it was cool. He asked the usual questions like, why do you speak Japanese and where are you from
do you
and how do you
exist?
get into Japanese? Yeah, basically.
why are you this dark?
Yeah. How'd you get
Like
started?
like the questions that they asked like Yasuke the first time he like arrived in Japan.
Why
Why are you so
It
burnt?
wasn't
Instead
that
of
bad.
why are you black?
He was super sweet. We really just talked about how I got into the culture. I didn't ask him any questions. I hate using this word in an English setting, but I've done escorting before. But
Don't worry, go. We all gotta pay the bill somehow. It's cool.
no,
It's
see,
cool.
that's why I don't like this word. I've been a
No,
part
but
of
there's like another word you could
teams.
say besides like escorting.
I mean,
like,
no, escort.
Janani.
I think it's the same word. It's just that people unfairly attach negative connotations to it.
So I
promise that's not COVID.
was like, where's my mask?
Oh shit!
I was like ready.
No.
And it
But
wasn't
as you
here.
were saying,
So he was very, very sweet. The rule is always to like not talk to them about work, right? Like
Is that so?
Usually the unspoken rule when you're meeting with a lot of famous people is you can maybe give one compliment or two, but they're gonna have to spend the entire convention answering those same questions. So when you're that first person they meet, you don't really want to be all in their face about like, and what were you thinking we did this? And oh my God, I love that, you know?
That makes sense.
So you really have to like swallow down everything and just treat them like you don't even really know who they are. Like you have to have that air of like, I realize that you're an important guest, but I'm not going to ask you about why would you even kill spoiler. I guess everyone already
why'd you
knows.
kill her?
Why
Why'd you do it?
Why did you do that?
But I think that makes perfect sense because, like, I remember, like, at these anime conventions, right, there's a bunch of other, like, probably not as famous as Isayama, of course, but, like, to an extent, they have their own type of, like, clout.
They have
And they have the clout, the V-Bucks, the clout. But it's like, when you approach somebody with starry eyes, I guess, so to speak, it's just kind of like it. You don't. It's like when you act like you're not. Not to say you should act like you're anybody's equal, but it's like when you start to, because you're automatically putting them on a pedestal, and you're like, oh my God, you're this person. You don't even get to know who they are because you're too busy being concerned with, oh my God, this person is this person. I'm talking to this person. So that makes perfect sense, actually.
So it is definitely a trained skill to like be in the same room with someone and you know that kind of moment's rare. Like,
Hello.
Like I'm holding the Anime NYC sign and I'm the first person he sees and we have this moment where it's just us and the rest of the Kodansha crew, but there's no like reporters, there's no line of fans behind me. I don't have to rush if I don't want to. Like you feel like it's the opportune time to ask all of the questions, make all of the comments that you've always wanted to make if you were to be able to meet that person. But you really just got to swallow it down and be like, oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky. It was raining earlier, but the sun just came out, so it's going to be a beautiful drive into the city.
Not to cut you off, but that's a very valid point. I remember being told one time, like, asking a famous, but not a famous person, but just asking people, like, I guess of like any type of what's the word?
Notable person.
Notable presence, right? You at first, if you ask them like, "How was your day?" Like, "Have you been to New York before?" Things like that really opens them up much more quicker than if you were like, oh my
Can I
god.
get your autograph?
Yeah, literally.
Can I get your
Yeah.
autograph?
You leave more of an impression on the more positive impression because like you being like a fangirl at first base is like, oh, okay, you're just like everybody else I'm about to meet this week.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
You-
So
that makes
I
sense.
had to be very chill. I had to be very respectful. And it's kind of cool because as a Black person who speaks fluent Japanese and like keigo at that, right? Like because I'm meeting a really important guest, the level of polite Japanese
Like,
that I
damn,
use.
these monkeys ain't so bad after all.
Stop. Stop.
Hey, they know Japanese.
They could-
The Queen's Japanese?
So, actually, that's one question I have for you. So, were you the only Black interpreter, or
or like escorter, yeah. There's no competition.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now, and I think this year I was the only Black
Nice represent. Let's
interpreter.
go.
this is the first year she was the only one, so they were taking a step back.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm thinking, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was one, and we weren't there on the same days. But during the lunches that we all had together, lots of different flavors of Asian.
I love how you said it like that.
You got Thai flavor,
got
we
Thai,
got Vietnamese flavor,
we got
You know, you got your
flavor.
peanut sauce dressing, and
Indonesian
You got
flavor.
Singaporean.
you know, it was like different flavors of people. But yeah, I think I was the only chocolate one there.
Go. Let's
Yeah.
represent.
So it was really cool. And so, you know, you meet them and you say, you know, like you want to ask all of the flight info. Was like, everything okay? Is this all of your luggage? Please follow me this way. I was this close to riding in the same car as him from the airport to the hotel, but his manager wanted to ride with him, which is normal,
Obviously, yeah.
right? Which makes sense. And so there wasn't room for me to sit with them, and so I got to ride with the Kodansha people instead, which was
So, like,
which
did
was
he-
still
did he, like,
really
oh-
cool.
Did he like did he like give them all of your like, you know, business cards and everything? Like,
No, that's and that I was really on the fence about it because I did have my business cards in my pocket, and
that would have been
I was
awkward.
just
Like in like a, I felt like you probably made like a good call because that would have been awkward. Like they just got off the flight. Like they probably want to decompress for a while and stuff like
Okay,
that.
true, but I would say at the very least, like maybe towards the end, because you
Towards
know,
the end of like the drive.
I'm thinking more like the end, because did you see them when you were about to leave?
So
When they were
here's
about
my
to
thing.
leave?
Here's my universe rule. Okay, if it's destined that I'm supposed to work with that person or I'm supposed to like see that person again, then I will. And I told myself I would not give business cards on the first meeting with anyone. But if I met them on the second day of con, or if I met them a
That
second
makes sense,
time,
yeah,
then it's like, hey,
yeah.
did I give you my card last time? And if they show interest and they say like, oh no, look, I love it, then I give it to them.
See, I definitely do understand that.
Can you speak into the mic? You're like speaking.
I'm so sorry. Bitch. It's sometimes I'm under the
Rude.
impression that I'm under the impression that, and especially like as somebody who goes to these cons a lot too, like because there is a chance like I think obviously like there's no universal rule for networking. Everything is very like, you know, case by case. But I feel like it's better to err on the like seize the opportunity as it comes. So I feel like in a way, like, because I completely understand why you're like, they just came from the flight. They're like, fuck this bitch's business card. Like, I just want to like eat a burger. Like, you know, rightfully so.
Where's the steak and shit?
Right, where's the steak and shit? Where's the Family Mart? The fucking 7-Eleven. But I also feel like to an extent, like, because, you know, the art of networking is all based on conversation. So it's like, you know, it's obviously to approach anybody in any situation, like, oh, like, this is my business card.
Right.
But kind of like if you segue that into like a general conversation you're having,
Yeah.
probably, because you said you didn't get to in the end.
So I did get to give it to
Oh,
one of the
okay.
Kodansha reps.
Okay.
Not to Isayama-san, because I don't know.
I know that would have been kind of weird.
Right?
Like,
That's
what would
kinda
he do
weird,
with
you know
it?
what I
Like,
mean?
He'd be like, I don't even draw anymore.
For my next manga, I need a
Which he said he's
I
not
need
going
a
to
black
draw.
person as like a reference. I need to like
Yeah,
have
more-
like a
more
what do you call
black
those
men.
people like at a, not at a, what do you call it like as a
muse?
no like as a specialist. I need a black person specialist.
And please,
He's gonna
tell
get
me
some
about
like
your-
random
I am
Japanese
so-
dude like in
I am
Tokyo
so not
instead
a
of like an actual
specialist on
black person.
people. It's a difficult position because I've been working for Japanese corporate companies on and off for about 13 years now. And it's really a place, it's a mindset of hierarchy. And so I'm in that weird place where I really am just a helper at the end of the day, right? Like at the end of the day, I am not an important person. I'm really just meant to support the team, and I am not an individual, to say the least. And so I didn't feel like I was in a position to say, hello, my name is blah, 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 here's my business card. Because a lot of people might get that confused a little bit, because like it's such a business card culture, right? Like the first thing you're taught when you work in Japan is how to give your business card two-handed, right? Like how to have that facing the right position. So part of me was just like, hey, it's Japan, baby, give them your card. But then another part of me was just like, my place in the system is so far removed that it's not necessary for me to do.
I mean, because yes, but I feel like because you've been in, like you said, you've been in this business, Japanese corporate in particular, for over like about a decade now, right? So I was thinking like, what if in the way like, well, because especially since they are such a very strong business card, like, you know, culture, that it wouldn't really seem out of place if you were to do that. Yeah. If you're like, oh, like for example, like, oh, like I do translation, so like if you guys ever need like any last minute translation, you know, things like that. But
how do you translate nigga into Japanese?
But also, I kind of
skip.
feel like, right? I feel like especially in your case, God, I forgot what I was gonna say. But it was just that, like, you know, it would have been okay. Oh, because you're a foreigner, so like even though you are like a little bit, like you say, far,
you can like hide behind that excuse.
Yeah,
because I'm a guy kokujin, like the rules don't apply to me, like 1 to 10%.
I mean,
no,
you know,
no, but it's true though.
But
like,
I meant more like
yeah.
I'm thinking about it more like because you had like you're not held to that type of
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So you had more wiggle room to do those things and then be considered okay. And because
and
they
will like give you like leniency.
Leniency.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, leniency.
I guess I hesitate to use my gaijin card too early in the game. You know, like sometimes
She's
like
playing the long game.
it.
She's like 4D chess. She's like,
I make a move now and I make 2 moves later.
Yeah.
So I didn't give my card to anyone first visit, and if I met them a second time, then I would. So Isayama Sensei was cool. I loved meeting him. And then one of my favorite guests to pick up was actually the voice actress from Kaguya-Sama, Love is War.
Oh, Kaguya?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she was there.
Aoi Koga, or Koga Aoi, was another one of the guests who I got to pick up, and it was so... It was so fun riding in the car with her into the city, because when you meet these voice actresses, you think like, okay, they're just playing a role, right? They're making up that voice for that role, and they don't really like talk like that. But we're riding in the car and we get into the city, and she sees the first skyscrapers and the first like yellow taxis and all of the like hot dog stands, and she goes, and I'm just like, oh my God,
she's acting. She's like trying to keep that shit going.
I was like, it's real.
Oh my God.
It's really real. Like I was hearing it raw, you know, like it was.
Raw. That's a very interesting way of like putting it.
Yeah. Not processed, but raw.
Like
raw, like
raw. And it was just like, wow, wow. So she was super cute. I picked up the surprise special guests, Alejandros.
Oh yeah, Alejandros, which we being like very like coy about, as if I want to find out. Because I asked her when we like been on the floor. Oh, she was like, oh, like I pick you up like the secret guest, and it turned out to be the band, Alexandros. But like, you know, she's not allowed to say. But I'm like, come on, it's just Dan. It's your buddy Dan. He's like, what?
It's just me.
I'm a professional.
And I'm gonna like tweet it out to like all like Anime NYC, like, yo.
I'm a professional.
No, but it was like really cool seeing them perform. Like I didn't see them perform. I just saw it like on the jumbotron screen, like at the Gundam booth, because they were, yeah.
It was like live streamed.
Yeah. But I didn't know that their singer like speaks perfect Japanese, because he was saying, because they did like a encore, and he was like, oh, why the fuck not? Like this, like it's like fucking New York,
He
like a
spoke
perfect,
fluent
like
English.
you know, Japanese.
What band did they do?
Alexandros, like that's the name of the
What
band.
did they do shit for?
Gundam.
Gundam, which is why
is the
they
main
were
thing
like,
right now.
yo, broadcast like the
I feel
Gundam booth.
uncultured right now, 'cause I don't know shit about.
No, but this is my first. Like I've like heard about them, but this is my first time actually listening to them.
Right.
And yeah, they're like really cool. Like I definitely like them, but like yeah, but, you know, they like came. They were like the secret guests, because it was like a surprise show, I think, right?
Yeah, it wasn't posted. It was just on the schedule as special event. And no one really knew what was going to happen, but it was in the main stage.
Yeah.
Like it was in the grand hall.
Now, if they had Utada Hikaru playing,
Anime
people.
NYC can't afford her. I feel like
she's the Beyonce.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Japan,
she's like the Beyonce of Japan. But like,
she's from New York. She
Yeah,
should just
that's
do
the
it
thing.
for the culture.
Yeah, do it for the culture.
Right, maybe.
When are we
Where
gonna
you
get Hikaru-san on? Please come. Hikaru-san.
When Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, you better be in this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, NYC.
Yeah.
Utada Hikaru is actually the reason why I study Japanese.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that, but let's
Yeah.
save that for like another time because this is about Anime NYC and
Okay.
like
She said- he said
were-
stay in your lane.
Yeah, stay in your lane right
Oh,
now.
wait, then I
No,
have a question.
but we talked about this. Like she's gonna be the what's his face?
Can I say that?
Yeah,
I
say
felt
it.
like a loser, but it was
Yeah.
my first thought when I saw the podcast was like, oh wow, it's like trash taste, but black. You know, like
Black taste.
That was
it's
like literally
black
the name of like the
taste.
first episode, but yeah. Claim it
And
as
so-
your idea, woman. Am I right?
and
Claim it
so-
as that aren't theirs, man.
I thought that was a working title. I didn't know he was really gonna go with that because it's like
I think we're Black Japan.
No. But for like the name of the episode, like that wasn't the working title. That is the actual
that's the
title
actual
of the first
title.
episode.
My
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah.
Anyway, it
But
was
she
his-
will be
it
the
was
Chris
his
Abroad
idea.
of Japan. Of like the Black Japan podcast. Yes.
That's my goal. I
Yeah.
want to
Right,
be.
Kiara Broad.
Yeah,
I want to
Kiara.
be Chris Abroad in this team. I want to be affable.
I know
And
that.
I won't say.
You got Mr. and Mrs. Affable.
What are these
Exactly.
chairs? These chairs so uncomfortable. I just want to complain.
So hard right
No,
now.
no. Listen, we are the black. Like, come on. Hollywood has been doing this for years. Like Tyler Perry, I would say, has been doing this for years. Like the black alternative
Yeah.
to whatever the mainstream is. We are the BET of the anime world.
I'm
That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to get bought out by like BET literally.
I just want to be sponsored by
BET.
Boksu,
Boxu.
Boxu.
Gongcha.
Gongcha is in Japanese though. What are you on about?
Well, you guys already called out Samsung like they were
Oh, yeah.
Japanese. I'm
Samsung,
like,
Samsung, come on, look at my cosplay,
Yeah.
Samsung, please. I beg you.
But
Onegaishimasu.
we can talk more about sponsors right after these messages. There will be no messages.
All right, and we are back from our not
No, do
sponsored.
that again. 2, 3, go.
And we are back from our not sponsored messages because we have none. Let's continue. So, Kiara, you said this is your second Anime NYC. So
No,
we've been-
well, actually, to be honest, like I wanted to talk more about your experience.
oh, she
Yeah,
said, she
yeah,
said,
yeah.
don't make it all
Oh,
about
he
Kiara
said
the
that.
Yeah,
guest.
listen, she's our guest, but she's gonna be the regular guest. Like she'll have her time to shine a bit more because she has like
Screaming.
13 years of like experience to brag about it.
I got
like,
stories to
stuff
tell.
like that. But
Tales.
Well, then let me ask the questions then.
okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well,
okay,
I was
so
just gonna
it
ask-
was. Well, I want to ask a question, Daniel. It's not about you.
All right, cool.
I'm sorry,
No, do your
Shadrach.
thing. Shadrach, yes.
Shadrach.
Please use my professional name. Thank you very much.
My apologies.
Yeah.
So it was my second year at Anime NYC. What about you guys? Have you been to Anime NYC before?
So yeah, this is actually my second as well. So I guess you want to know like my perspective about
Well,
it?
I mean, I want to know if they know what I know about how you be in those costumes, looking all fly,
You know, sweet,
looking all
like a
sweet.
summer
Yeah,
peach,
no.
like a Georgia rose.
This was my second Anime NYC as well. I will say it's so funny. Like I feel like Anime NYC to me is gonna be like this like whole life changing experience thing because it's like every time like the second year. So last year was my first debut into like cosplay and all of that shit at Anime.
And she really has
so,
over 3,000 followers.
Like,
I'm
I think
so.
it's like 4,000 now. I don't even.
You've
I
been
don't
growing like crazy.
No, that
Yeah.
kid.
Give me the clout.
Yeah.
Listen, the clout trade-off, the clout fallout on this
Listen.
podcast is gonna be amazing.
I
It's gonna
don't
be
even
beautiful.
know. Like, I'm just like literally. I just be anytime somebody be like, "Oh, like, how do you do this?" I just be doing shit. I'm just like in my room, like, "Damn, I want to do this," and I just do it.
That's what I learned about
I-
social media. Like, you don't have to put in effort. Like, the less effort you put in, it seems like the more it pays off.
So here's my thing about. Well, all right, just to keep it in the vein of because we could talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that. Like
later,
that is
yeah,
very
yeah.
important to talk about though. But
But you came
So-
with your established clout and double your clout is what I'm saying.
I just know people, right? But I went to MIC. Everybody knows me as Zoro, so that's the thing. And it's so what I find so funny is that Zoro's like my most like low
Effort.
effort cosplay with like the most like I guess people care about it so much, and I'm like, yeah, if y'all only knew the fuck I just slapped this shit on and just went like I cosplayed. He ain't coming back no more for a while. Y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
He's retired.
He's retired. This bitch been 5 times in 1 year, guys. I'm a little bit done with him. But I was off for Friday. I'm Law for Saturday, and then the last day, who was?
You some Bleach character.
I was Unohana from Bleach, and the thing is, like, I know Anime NYC has a little bit of like a weird reputation because people always complain about how they don't handle, like, I guess, like the lines and stuff very well. Which, I mean, yes and no, right? But I'm like, whatever, like it's gonna happen. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, though I will say, in all honesty, I did prefer last year more than this. Just a little.
No,
So,
because I feel like
Omicron
last year
year?
it was just like the fact that coming out of pandemic, like it was just like unleashing of just like so much joy.
it's
and
that,
like, you know,
but the other thing is, like, so for two very important reasons. So for one, like, I always owe my cosplay journey to my best friend. She couldn't go with me this year for like various reasons, but then I still I love you, girl, if you're watching this. But so it's like a little bit of like nostalgia reasons. So she was like, that's my partner in crime, right? So I didn't have her. So that was like, oh fuck, like, that makes it a little bit, I did make up for it though in meeting, like, so, because over the course of the whole year I've been doing this cosplay, I met so many people and I got to meet those people, in person, which was a beautiful experience. And the other trade-off though was, like, I feel like I spent not enough time. I spent time living in the moment, but I guess I didn't pace myself that much because I was too busy meeting my friends, which is not bad, like, at all. I love all of you guys.
She hates all of y'all. She's like, you guys got on my way. I was just
I
trying
just
to go
have
to
so
Artist
many
Alley
friends.
to try to buy some Sora prints and like.
I
y'all-
just feel like I didn't get to experience the con, because I do love, like, the con, like, just walking around, doing shit. But overall, still though, but the best friend not being there was the main thing, to be honest. But I still had
What about
such a
me?
wonderful time.
I was like, yeah, he was kind of there, like
about
taking
me?
your photos, holding
Yeah,
your
well,
bags.
he was holding
like,
it down. I much appreciated, right?
Can't even look you in the eyes while she says it.
Much
She's
appreciated.
lying.
Man, I'm getting some more wine for this
wine.
bullshit right here.
But it was a very wonderful time, and I just feel like I am at NYC, like, it's such a fantastic networking event because everybody there was just vibing for, like, the most part. And I didn't, like, it still feels very surreal what's happening because I'm just like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm very humble. Contrary to what everybody may think, I'm a very humble individual.
She's gonna make that 10K followers and like start her like own podcast.
Oh my God, I promise.
My mom hit 10K on TikTok, and she was like, "I ain't cooking for Thanksgiving. I'm famous now."
So you gonna cook for me?
Gonna get the pink
That
sauce
10K
lady to
that
cook for
10K
her.
changes people.
But it was very cool, and I guess, like, meeting celebrities is also very nice. What I had mentioned earlier about treating them like people, something that is so important. I guess if anything to say, like, if you ever want to meet a celebrity, don't suck their dick. Like, as much as you like, this,
Much as you want to.
as much as you just want to, like, the dude. I'm like, did I say this?
Say his name,
Yeah.
say his name.
I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like you told me about this. Like,
Yeah.
like wasn't I there when I took the pictures? Oh, that's somebody else.
Are
No,
you
no, no,
calling
no,
that's
him by
somebody
a
else.
nickname? Because I don't think he's Darth.
Oh
Vader.
shit! It's King Vader.
It's King. I was like,
Darth Vader. Oh my god.
that's not his
Darth
name.
Vader. But, like, so he is I love his content so much, right? But when I saw him, like, I really wanted, like, I always wanted to take a picture of him, everything too, right? But I was like, and I flat out told him, like, I was like, as much as I want to take a picture, of you, I don't want to seem like I'm sucking your dick, so I'm just gonna play this shit that.
You said that out loud?
Yeah, I'm humble, but I'm also very bold.
Nah,
I don't have
nah.
any. I
He
say
was
what the
like,
fuck I need
he
to
was like, but what if?
God, stop that. But if you treat
Come
people
on,
like
come on.
they're
No,
people,
listen. If you had the chance to, go on a nice date with him, go on a rooftop bar.
first of all, I don't even know if this boy is taken. So
No,
he gonna be
okay.
he say that
Not
shit.
that, but
Is
If
he
that
is he
wasn't the
taking?
case-
he's trying to stop my following count because bitches gonna hunt me like it's a man.
oh yeah, no.
Trying to set me up, y'all. That's jealousy.
I'm not jealous of you. Like,
Before she hits the 10K, smack
nah,
it
I want the
down.
clout though, please.
But so yeah, just treating people like they're people because they are people, and it goes into what, like you said, when some people like that. I wouldn't know because I'm not treating you like that. I'm gonna treat you like a person who I admire, right? But I'm gonna still obviously emphasis on treating you like a person. Ask you how your day was, shit like that. So that goes a very long way. And overall, it was very. I guess I didn't. One thing that I think is very eye opening is that I didn't expect so many people to like
Know you?
know me. Yeah, I was just walking. As far as I'm concerned, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here to meet cool people. They're like, oh shit, you're a cool. I'm like, Like people,
Thank you.
but people was
Yeah,
like, "Oh my god, you're
cool.
cousin." I was like, "Huh?"
I didn't spend a lot of time with these two on the floor, but the moments that I did, I know I was glad I could steal those short little moments together with you all.
Like like the main walkway that like divides kind of like the front of like the con with like kind of like Azelia is the name of that brand. That divides kind of like the big
Veleza?
like Veleza and like the big
Supposed to be
corporations, and then like everything else like Artist Alley. We could not walk more than more than
my
2
God.
minutes without somebody stopping
That's
her
what I was gonna
or
say.
somebody stopping somebody else in the group that we came. Like
Yo.
people got added, people removed. Like it was like I was super
Yo, that
annoyed
was
because I just wanted to walk and not be held up by like every 2 or 3 minutes.
Kiara, let me tell you, we spent we didn't look, so when we first got there, like when you first entered the fucking venue itself, we didn't leave that area for like a solid hour. It's like we would be like, okay,
You're
we're
so
gonna go
busy with
walk
your
now.
meet and greet.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
like
it was
impromptu
literally
fucking
crazy.
meet and
We
greet.
would
Yeah.
take one step, three. Oh my god! We could not move for like literally I think 2 hours in total. We just stood in that general fucking area, and then we finally did move. We still kept meeting people. Like that was
Popular.
insane. Like, yo, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? I was just like, oh.
Have to set up your own impromptu panel. I'm gonna be over here
I
at
was
12
like,
o'clock. Meet me
Bro,
there.
this was like it was
Well, like
a
people do that all the
booth,
time,
like-
right? Like there's like so many unofficial.
That's true.
Sort of like meet.
We
meetups
had an
and stuff
unofficial
Like that.
booth.
It's like meet me by Luffy's booty. You remember Luffy's
Oh
booty?
my
Yeah,
no,
Luffy's
Luffy's
booty.
booty was the. It's like, yo, just meet us at Luffy's statue. Like, we're gonna meet up there. Like,
Meet him right in the taint, just like right in the
no,
taint.
Tane.
Yeah.
So I didn't. That was very eye opening. That I was like, wow, like people. Like I'm of like, and not even. I don't say this in any like conceit because I'm like I said, I'm very humble. I was just very surprised that I guess people gave a fuck who I was. 'Cause I'm just like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, because I'm too busy. Like, oh my god, like this person, like I'm more of like I want to meet you. I don't care about me. I give a fuck about you.
Okay.
So to have that reciprocated was just like,
Meanwhile, me, complete opposite. You came here for me. I know it.
Yeah.
See you. I see you.
but I can't wait for like future cons. 'Cause I just love going to cons to meet people.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's
I
like-
love it so much. People
It
are so
is-
awesome.
It is really cool, and like this is my first time dressing up because like last year I just went, just take pictures and just
He
meet
was
people
Daniel.
and
He
stuff
dressed
like
up
that.
as Daniel,
I was
guys.
Daniel.
That's Shadrach.
No,
Favorite
Shadrach.
character.
Come on,
Sir
guys,
Reed. Sir Reed.
we gotta keep our made up names, guys. Come on, we gotta use our made up names.
Do we?
My real name's
Yes.
Kiara, by the way.
But like this time, I actually, gave a damn and like, dressed up as like Urahara. And like I realized that, bro, everybody that dressed up as like Urahara, like NYC, bought from the same exact listing.
The same
exact listing. And I'm like,
person.
damn, I thought I was
You
special. But
you
you
tell
know
by
what?
the hat.
Because I was like wearing this hat instead. Because one of my friends, shout out to her, Yupi, she makes these, custom hats in the heart of Tokyo, and I was her first American customer. And definitely check them out. Link in the description. But that is to say that inspired me to kind of like think about ways I could like cosplay that cosplay unique to me. So I already got like 3 or 4 cosplays.
Closet cosplay, yeah.
Yeah, not like closet cosplays, but something that's not just straight up doing my best to look like the actual character 1-to-1 and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
like,
closet
yeah,
cosplay.
That's a
yeah, I guess so.
closet
Yeah, I
cosplay.
guess so. But like, what I have planned for the next time that I dress up as Urahara is getting this material that's like on this hat, kind of like taking the cosplay costume that I have already and like lining the outline of the garments with like this material to make it more flashy and make it something wholly unique to me. But yeah, just like being at Anime NYC for the second time really got me hyped and really inspired me to go to more cons. So like we gotta start planning. We gotta start planning for next year already.
That's the other great thing about cons. Like I said, like the meeting people. People are just. It's like if you have confidence issues, you need to go to a con. Like I promise, you will walk out that bitch. You will be like, oh, lack of confidence. Who? Not me. people love you so much because like you look cool. Because the thing is like, no, it's very it's no except for that one. Listen, I hope we talk about that one nasty ass bitch who was doing that fucking that's a spitting girl.
Wait, what is this? What is this?
Oh, you didn't know about that? All right, so
spitting.
Ironically, so I thought this Anime NYC was like very because ironically I was like, oh, it seems like I'm seeing less like overtly sexual shit, right? Not saying there's a problem with that. If you want to be sexy, be your best self, right? But this girl, like when I say like overtly sexual, I mean like what this bitch was doing. So, and I didn't even know about this.
Watching this,
I don't care. I didn't because what she did was fucking disgusting. I'm not judgmental. I just judge people who
tell the people what she was doing.
I'm sorry. So I found out like literally 2 days after it was over because on Twitter, and I was like, why is Anime NYC trending? But I'm seeing like something different. This girl, and I walked by her. That was like in my head. I was like, oh, she had like this sexy maid costume on, like with the thong button. I was like, But the thing was that she had a sign that said like "Will spit." I didn't see the sign until when I found out what happened. So the sign that said "We'll spit in your mouth for $5," or "We'll like let you suck my toes for so."
She was just like doing the hustle.
But
this economy, I can't blame
her
too much.
The thing was like, this was so abhorrent. It's like, girl, this is a fucking place with children here. This is not. If this was Ichikon, you can do that. Yeah, Ichikon. You could do shit that now. Like that's whatever, right?
Wait, hold up. There's an Ichikon?
Yeah.
Where?
We'll meet you guys there.
I look forward to seeing you there.
We'll have our first.
I can't remember when, but it's like, yeah, she was doing that. And so here's the thing I also found very unfair, right? So I have a friend, Nurse B Jackie. Please check her out. That bitch is fire. I love you, Becky. So she does like not. I wouldn't say no safe for work, but she to me is just sexy.
Revealing,
like yeah, it's revealing, but it's like it's still like classy, right? It's tasteful. So last Anime NYC, she had a booth in which she just had like it was just people come to her booth to take pictures. I took pictures with her, right? And there's no problem with that. That's nothing wrong with that. She was told that she could not like the Anime NYC staff. Dad was like, you have to like pack this up, right? Because what you're doing is like it's not in compliance with what's happening. And I'm like, but you let this girl walk around. Yeah, this is last year. I mean, but you let this girl walk around the whole con with a sign. At least Becky was confined to a booth, right? You had this girl with a sign soliciting sexual services, essentially, right? In public with children around. Walking around the con floor, and she didn't. Yeah, they booted her in the end. Like when it was brought to their attention. I'm like, but your staff was walking around.
How else could you do it if it's not brought to your attention?
No, but the staff was walking around.
Now, when you say staff, do you mean staff or do you mean the crew in the red shirts?
Is that's not one and the same?
So here's one thing that's really difficult with cons is that there are, like I said, there's a hierarchy of people who are involved, and a lot of times the people who are wearing crew shirts are people who were hired just to kind of keep an eye and like do line control. Most people are given one job and one job only. They're not like given a lot of training about certain things, and that was one of the problems with last year with like line control. But when you're crew, you're not really in direct contact to people who can talk to someone like that. You know what I mean? Like you don't have like the officers on like speed dial. It's kind of an intimidating situation, right? To like be like, yo, I'm just getting paid to like control lines. I don't know if I can walk up to this girl with her booty out and be like, please stop spitting in people's mouths, ma'am. I think that might have been the problem, is that like someone noticed it, but it still had to work its way up to the right people, and that might have taken time.
I suppose, but it was like aside from that situation was just so fucking wild. Aside from that, Anime NYC was like everybody was pretty fine. Like,
was that the only scandal? That was the most scandalous it got?
As far as I know, because it made once it makes Twitter, that's it. Like then it's like it's something that like there's like a noteworthy situation that's occurring, but
right.
That reminds me about how like last year that we saw that booth that was like saying like the eroge, but with like the curly under like age like characters, and they had like the nante sorry, the
little blurs on it.
No, the pillows. What do you call the pillows again?
The body pillows.
Yeah, the body pillows with like underage girls and like stuff like that. And like we were like joking that like there's probably like 2 like FBI agents underneath the table like taking names, like recording names. Like,
that they cracked down on that because we didn't even see that at all.
Yeah, we didn't see that.
No,
but there was I saw body pillows of like your like aged down. I'm like,
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I'm like,
Excuse
you
me.
took a grown woman and you
Woman,
made
like-
her on your age. That's weird.
that's
That's weird.
that's a bit, not even a bit sus.
And
That's
there's
lot of
there's
sus.
as an
Super
artist,
sus.
as somebody who draws art, there's just a line where you said this is my style versus this is clearly something that it shouldn't be. How are you aging down a grown adult? That was strange.
Yeah, because that just threw out any like argument of like any type of thing with like lollies and like stuff like that. Because I was like, you literally aged down a full adult character. There is no excuse.
And it wasn't like even chibi because you can tell
No.
age
She was
down chibi
no.
or
Like it wasn't
slash
chibi. Like she was literally aged down.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah,
"Excuse
there's
me?"
a difference that you can very clearly tell. And this person was like, no, we want her. We want your.
We want her 8
Instead of
years old.
31, she'll be 13.
Not even.
But speaking about age appropriate things, or, here's my tangent. The after parties. Did anyone go to any after parties?
I went to all of them.
No. Listen, I have some grievances with you about the officers. This woman
not my bad,
invited
I
me
think,
to 2. No, granted, the one at like in like Chinatown, that's on us because like we know we could like basically get in without having to pay.
Oh,
but the one at
real
Slate,
quick, can I just like cut
Yeah.
you off real quick? Stop paying for these parties.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
make more
getting-
enemies.
What?
Listen,
yeah, I was
women,
like, you already
women.
shit on
Oh, no.
Anime NYC, and they're
I-
like,
no,
sex
I-
related.
I praised
because there's
them.
2 type of parties. There's the official after parties, which we didn't even end up going to, and you made me pay for.
Now here's the
And we
here's
went to like 2 after parties that like I had to pay for.
Okay.
I wasted $40 and I didn't want to be there both times. Granted,
That's not
the
my
DreamCon
fault,
one was
though.
like pretty lit, and that was for free, and that was the best after
I
like
fucking
unofficial
pay.
after party.
Here's the thing, right? So I don't like to take advantage of, I guess, like my quote unquote clout. If you're having
It's
a
not even
party,
that, though.
no.
Like,
But here's
yeah,
the thing:
okay.
I pay, even if I know, because at all these parties I went to, I knew everybody. That's also why I go. Like, all right, so DreamCon, I was going to shake ass, right? I'm like, that's my party.
That's the one we
Further-
should have gone to in the beginning.
We
though.
did. No, they only had one party.
No, but from like earlier in the night, like the Saturday.
So I
when we
went
like,
to
OS.
Slate. So Slate was low key like. It's cause it's like I went to Slate because I knew I was there. I go to parties for my friends.
Which is fine, but you invited me to Slate thinking it was free until we like pulled up, and it was like
I
$20.
never know you paid for Slate. Oh no,
No,
Slate,
no,
Slate, my bad. No,
no, that was
no. All right,
OS.
so Slate was
Like-
last minute. I didn't even know about Slate
Yeah.
till like that Thursday, and I was like, oh okay, I guess I'm going to Slate because I wanted to meet with my friends who I knew that were going to. Other than that, Slate was Slate was fun for my friends, but my friends were not there. I would have not given a single fuck about Slate.
Nah, yeah, because I'm the type of person like I don't really like clubs and stuff like that. Like I love hanging out with people. I'm much more come through to the crib sort of like things because
Well,
like
actually,
paying
I
for
hate-
like drinks and like I'm not the type like I don't dance.
See,
Like,
I
I'm not a
pregame.
dancer.
Yeah, I know.
And like
I
it's
keep trying
fine
to
that
tell
you
him.
are, but like.
But all right, also I didn't
Because
know
I had
what
to
Slate was
babysit
like.
Tyler. That
though.
was the thing. Like I had to kind of like escort him because he was like new to the city, which is why I like bothered being there for like an hour and a half before
How
I
did
left.
he get home? Actually, He said he
That's a
didn't.
whole song in of itself. They don't have time, but like he got home safely.
That's a whole
But
nother
I was just
story.
annoyed that I had to be here, not necessarily against my will, but I had to pay $20 to be at some place where I wasn't having a good time.
But you wouldn't know unless you go there to be
No,
like,
but I
because,
kind of had a feeling because I knew like I don't like clubs and like
Well,
shit
actually,
like that.
I forgot I've been to Slate one time. That was like a couple years ago. Not even more than that. I forgot it was like, but it's like those type of clubs only work if you have friends, which is why
Which I
So
don't.
see, hold on.
Which
Oh,
I don't.
It's only no. Listen, again, no. This whole thing is that I don't dance, and like the second thing was that like I
because
didn't
Slate
know.
wasn't bad.
Yeah.
They had good tunes, but it's like it's still the type of club you can't be there like
You gotta go with a posse.
you have to go with a
Gotta go
posse,
crew.
right? So the other after party that was so Ultra was also okay again because I knew people there is why I had
Again,
okay.
we got there too late because we had to end up like going home. So we got there by the time our friends were like already going to DreamCon. And the moment I got to DreamCon, I'm like, we should have been here all along.
And then-
like
this is-
OS was a complete waste of time and money.
Here's the other thing what I'm saying about fucking not paying for these.
Yeah, tell me more about not paying. Because I
no
was
one-
definitely ready. I was like, I'm staffed.
No,
Can I get in?
one-
The
Can
thing,
I
I
get in?
paid.
So here,
Yeah.
but no one, or except for Slick, 'cause that's more like an official thing.
No, like OS, no
Gaming,
one has ever.
No one checked shit. DreamCon.
We're like
here's the
exposing
thing.
them. We're like making so many like enemies right now.
I do not agree with anything they're
No,
saying.
that
I
was
wasn't
I'm
like-
telling you
present.
what happened, right?
Yeah.
Neutral party.
So, I mean, you could cut this out, maybe. We'll
No,
debate it. We'll debate
like,
about it.
like, we're like keep it in.
Nothing that you say we should cut this out ever
But
gets
what I'm
cut.
saying is that you should still pay for these because, like, you're supporting. If they don't have money, you're not gonna have these
Well,
events
then
to
I
go
need
to,
support my
right?
own bank account right now. I'm struggling.
But all right, but money, financial shit
Struggling
aside, here's
artists.
the thing. DreamCon was a fucking
It was a blast.
movie. I wasn't even drunk and I had a great time there. I mean, I don't have to go to places drunk at all. Like I usually don't. But like DreamCon was like, oh my
So,
god,
Kiara,
that was a
You know,
movie.
you're like old enough not to call you out. Do you remember, early 2000 raves, like in warehouse
was-
raves and stuff like that? There's just like a modern version of like a warehouse
black people.
rave for like black people, I guess. But because there was like what 3 or 4 separate rooms, and like the only room I was in for most of the time was like the room with like the ping pong, because it was actually cool and it was just like a whole vibe. Like
See,
people were just like chilling inside there playing
I
like
was
ping
on
pong.
the dance floor throwing
In that
ass and
swamp,
getting ass.
in that swamp, bro,
In
it
that
was
swamp.
so hot. Like I don't know if it was like the steam machines or like legit
It's black
condensation of like the sweat off of the bodies, but it was misty. It was like Silent Hill inside there, and like me, it was. Me, it was like me and like who was it? It was like me and my friends that were, and like Malik, that were just hanging back there because I did not
that's
want to
what
be.
Malik was?
Yeah. Malik was there just like playing like ping pong like everybody else. Like he was there to have a good time. Y'all were there to be animals and like shit like that. But like nah, I was chilling
I
inside
came
the cool
in that
room.
bitch
like,
with my twerking pants, and I was like, "We
Twerking
ready."
pants.
I have
dancing
special-
shoes and the twerking pants. Yeah,
I came when I had these boots on.
yeah.
So I'm not a dancer. I'm not a
I'm
clubby
not
kind of
that,
person. I really love when I'm with people. I like to sit down and like just
Misty.
talk.
I'm a
with them.
Chardonnay listening to smooth
Misty.
jazz type of fella.
As am I. King, I see you. Cheers.
Wait.
No, you're bougie. Yo, you're one of those animals. We don't associate with you.
So,
with you
I mean,
Negroes.
Oh my god,
I am-
it's so fucking.
I can
So
say because I'm
I'm
black.
not what I want to say is that like I'm not a dancer. I don't really go to clubs, so none of the after parties really appeal to me because that's not the slice of culture that I'm
Well, see,
personally
here's the-
into.
not to
but
cut you off, but
but
here's the
don't
other
cut me
thing.
off because I've seen this is a habit of
No.
yours.
Oh, yeah,
also
the- yeah.
too.
Not to cut you off.
No, here's the thing though. It was
Not to
if
cut
you're-
you
if
off while
you're-
I cut you off.
Even if you don't dance, right? You're there
don't
for the
dance.
friends.
For the friends
Yeah,
who
but
I
like
can't
the thing
hear
is
over
that,
the music.
No, but it's like
with the-
awkward
with-
when like your
the
friends
weird
are dancing
mist.
and like you're just in the corner like I'm having a good time. Like,
Just dance.
reading
I
manga
do
on my
like
phone.
dance, so I don't.
Damn,
no,
just
no. To
fucking-
be honest, so like in like the second room that was like less populated, like I had like a full like seltzer, like spike seltzer, and I was dancing with my friends. But the thing is that like I wasn't doing anything advanced. I was just like shaking my body. But the thing is that
You can
like, you gotta
still
get me
do
tipsy
that.
first, and even then like I don't want to have to be tipsy to like enjoy myself dancing.
Why
and,
don't you like
shit that.
dancing? Aren't you
No,
black
I just
and
don't
Jamaican?
dance.
To get back
I
to my
know,
point.
I just
Sorry,
wasn't born with the
let's not
jeans.
do that to
I didn't have
Kiara.
the right
Let's give our
jeans.
guest the respect she deserves.
So what I was trying to say is that while it is not for me, it is one of my favorite things to see happen. Like I love seeing people in cosplay twerking. Like it brings me so
Other
much
than cosplay,
joy.
though.
I mean, like in anything, like seeing people who like are into like the nerd culture and into the anime manga culture, the video game culture, and they go out and they don't feel like they have to like separate. Like, oh, I'm a nerd right now, so let me behave. Like they just let all the pieces of themselves come together into one like beautiful puzzle. I really like seeing that at the after parties. Like that's my favorite part. It's just watching everyone be ratchet but also really nerdy.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised that they even DreamCon. They was like they don't want people coming in cosplay. I'm like, DreamCon.
Really?
What?
That's
Yeah,
it. I was
kinda
like,
weird,
not
yeah.
Dream. So it was Lamb. I keep saying DreamCon. It was Lamb Party.
So it was like
Time
OS, you
DreamCon.
mean? So OS gaming was no.
No, Lamb Party is Lamb Party.
Well, we didn't go to that one.
Yes, we did. It was DreamCon times Lamb Party.
Oh,
It was such an awful experience. It blurred together for him.
Greg, why? I was like, why no cosplay? That
That's
was weird.
interesting.
Yeah, I was like,
So
why
what? They wanted everyone to go to the con,
To be
then go
honest,
home,
I feel
change,
like,
go back.
like another thing where like black people just like do kind of like formal dressing, but it's the most like you could not roll up to like a white formal event and the stuff that like black people formally dress up in, like you know what I mean, like fucking like short ass dresses and like you know what I mean, right? It was like
Dress
that sort of
codes are
thing.
weird.
Huh?
Dress codes are
Dress codes?
tricky.
No, black dress codes and like not black dress codes are like completely two separate
Well,
things.
Slate is more like more of like the
Slate
white
was more like
establishment.
serious, yeah. Slate
And they
was
were like,
like,
it was like, yeah, they was like, yeah,
your
you coming in
collar
this
has to be
bitch.
this thick, and your heels cannot exceed this
This stuff.
this limit.
You must be. But
Yes.
yeah. So, but nah, I think it was a fantastic. I know DreamCon and LAN parties was really fucking fun. Like that shit was, oof, man. It was misty. It was quite misty.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I look forward to other cons with you guys. I hope that I get a chance to
No,
be on
come
the floor
through.
more.
Yeah,
Yo, please,
just like
the
get us
Katsucon,
get us
that's
your
the-
connections, and I know you. I know you know the people.
I've got a staff card. I brought my staff card. I can't let it go. Like I still have my. I
That's
still
a
have my
prayer.
wristband on.
Put it on like a fucking frame. Like, hey,
Yeah,
I was there.
I was there.
but
no,
I feel like it's
con for
yeah.
sure. That's ahead there.
When is Katsucon? That's the one in DC, right?
That's in February, if I'm not mistaken.
okay. And I'm like, I bet, especially February. I'm trying to get out of like New York City and the.
Really?
Y'all trying to
With the
travel?
weather.
Maryland is cold as fuck.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to drive in the snow and like die. I don't want to be. I don't want to be a statistic. You know.
A statistic.
I'm more than that. But I think it's, Kiara actually has a dinner meeting to attend, so I think we need to get out of her hair.
corporate life comes.
Yes,
More
yes.
connections to make.
On a
Yes.
Sunday though.
Yeah, of course.
The Lord's Day.
Yes.
And I'm trying to become a lady.
Yeah.
I love
But
the British.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Black Japan Podcast. See you in the next one. And where can they find you? Where can our audience find you?
I make it easy peasy. I'm on everything as Kiara NYC JP. That's KIARA NYC JP.
I just realized what the NYCJP means.
New York City and Japan, baby. Let's connect. Let's
slow.
go.
I'm slow as heck.
You caught
Yes,
up.
you are. See you in the next one.